Today we're having a look at its scripts which allow for smart members or members with properties, sort of like the way that Revit works, and why that has so many advantages for communicating your ideas and speeding up your workflow. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with a reasonably simple structural line model. You might have generated this out of a structural analysis program, and it's simply made out of simple lines joined together. Now, what I'm going to do is start rendering it so that you can give it to the architect with the correct sizes, or to other engineers or the client to see some actual real sizes in there. So I'm just going to bring my script window across, and for starters I'm just going to do this bay here. So if I just grab that one and I set some curves, you can see that it's assigned what I'm calling CS2 to each of those members, and it's rendered them all up. Now, what is CS2? I've got a list here. CS2 is a 250 UC73. Now, obviously, some of these don't really make sense. For example, this member is going to be in the ground, so I want this as a ground beam. So I know that my CS1 is a ground beam. So if I grab this element, I'm just selecting the center line there. It's member 11, which is correct, and I change it to CS1. You can see it's updated there. That is a 400 by 300 ground beam. And likewise, these beams are probably going to be something different. So I'm going to change them now. And I've got a list here that I've already selected, so maybe CS3. Members 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 looks correct. So there you go, that's a bit better. And I'm going to make these ones the larger member, CS4. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty easy to assign sizes, rendered sizes to members, and of course with this system it simply attaches to the beam. So if I move this beam, the render's going to follow it. Now I'm going to have to move it back at some point. That's just rough. So the other thing you can do is, say I wanted to change the level of these beams. So if I want the top flange to be flush with these lines because the concrete deck's going to go over the top. So if I have a look at that 530, I think it was a 530, yep. Its depth is 528. So I need to move it down by 264 in the Z direction. If I apply that, there we go. Now the top flange is flush. And of course, you can also do rotations. So say I selected these beams. I don't want an eccentricity, but I want, say, 45 degrees. If I apply that, you can see it's rotated those by 45. So I'll just change that back to normal. But the point of all this is that each member has properties. Instead of it just being a bunch of lines and a bunch of sizes, like you would with a drawing, you're actually creating members which you can assign properties to, such as the way that Revit does it. So if I just add some more members, for example, you can see there I had one already remembered. So if I add those back in, it's remembered that this needs to be flush with the top flange and all the sizing information that I've given it to. And of course, if I just want to quickly add everything in, it'll do that too. And then I can go about specifying correct sizes, etc. A good thing with a script like this as well is if I didn't have the sizes already in my list here, I can just pull them up by these drop down menus. So a 200 angle or a 100 angle, or I've got all my universal beams or columns, PFCs. Can add other ones in there as well. Just select it from the list, add your name and a mark, and the profile comes up, and then you can just assign that new section. Like I've just added those angles, for example. I'm just going to make these angles 90 by 90, so I've added CS6. And there they are. And now what you really want to do is have them so they don't clash. So at that node, which is pretty easily to do, I'd say all I need to do is add say 50 mil in the Y direction. Yeah, there you go. They don't clash anymore. Even though the center line is there, I've made them eccentric to that center line so they don't hit each other at that intersection point. And the other good thing about having members with properties is you can start filtering by level, or you can display, say, their size or other properties. And here I can flick through by level, so the ground beams, the first level stuff, and the upper level stuff. And if you go to top view, with a bit of cleaning up, that's almost creating a plans already, which you can just print out and give to the architect or whoever. So there you go. Hopefully that quick demo showed you some advantages of having properties assigned to members with scripts that allow you to maintain those properties. And I hope you saw it was pretty quick and easy to use as well. So it can really speed up your day if you're wanting to communicate your models to other disciplines or architects or others. Thanks for watching this structured parametrics video. Leave a like or subscribe if you found this useful, and we'll see you in the next one.